Smith & Wesson model 342 PD. I want to do a review on this gun. What I was just shooting at there is a 9.5 by 13 inch plate. It might be 14 inch plate. 35 yards out. Got a few hits on it. Anyways, I've carried this gun for about maybe 3 weeks now. Put maybe 200 rounds to this. So now I think it's to the level where I can give it my opinion and review so far. Now, if you go to look up this gun, you're probably not going to find any information on it. Very limited information. And the reason why is because this has been discontinued for, I believe, 13 years. And the reason why they discontinued the model 342 PD is because it's only in 38 Special Plus P. Smith & Wesson came out with a new version of this gun called the 340. That's a 357 Magnum version. That's virtually the only difference between the 342 and the 340, is that this is chambered in 38 Special Plus P only, and the model 340 is chambered in 357 Magnum. This gun has an aluminum alloy frame. There's some talk about it being scandium, but what I've read is that the scandium is mostly aluminum alloy anyway, and they put a little scandium in it just to strengthen it. I don't know for sure whether the 342 has scandium in it, but the model 340 does. The cylinder is titanium. The barrel insert is stainless steel. So this gun weighs 10.8 ounces. Now I love carrying this gun. That's the main thing about this that I like, is that it's so light. Now this particular gun was manufactured in 2001, and when I got it there wasn't even a scuff on it. Now I've put a couple scuffs on it since I've been shooting it. Lockup on it's extremely tight. It's very accurate, even at a little bit longer range. But it does take some getting used to, because this feels pretty much like a 357 Magnum going off in your hand with 38 Specials. It's got that much recoil. I would say that the recoil on a Plus P is pretty similar to a full-size 44 Magnum going off. Full-size 44 Magnum revolver with a Magnum round. That's pretty much what this is like. So anybody that thinks that a little 38 is just a little 38, you're actually dealing with quite the recoil. It's really not for the faint of heart when it comes to recoil. Anyways, from what I read, this is a little history on these guns. They were manufactured between 2000 and 2003, and then they discontinued them. And I believe then they replaced them with the Model 340. I don't know how many of these were made. And it doesn't have a lock. That's one thing that really drew me to it, because I know most Smith & Wessons have locks now. And I think that the lock system came into play about the time this revolver was produced, so I don't know if it's a no lock, like a pre-lock, or a no lock. I don't know if it was made specifically without a lock, even though there was locks out there being made, or if it's a pre-lock. I'm not 100% sure. But carrying it's great. I like to pocket carry it. Don't really holster carry it. I did today just because I'm out in the range shooting, but overall I'd say it's an excellent gun. I don't know how to rate it in comparison to like an LCR or anything like that, because I've never shot like an LCR, but the trigger pull on this is very crisp, very light. It takes some getting used to though. It's very small. I don't know, I'd say it's pretty small for my hands, but I'm able to work with it. I'll take a few more shots. I'm using 140 grain XTP bullets. These are reloads. And I'm shooting at 35 yards. At that steel plate, I think I said it was 14 inches by 9.5 inches, something like that. It's sitting crooked. 35 yards out. So, you might hit it again. Got it a few times. Now, one thing about this gun that I have noticed, I've had to adjust the way I shoot because the sights do not line up the way a normal sights do. Let me move my camera here so I can see what I'm doing. Sorry about the shakiness. But pretty much what you got going here is normally when you line up revolver sights or any sights, I'm a pretty avid revolver shooter. I've been shooting revolvers for quite a long time. You know, generally you'd line them up the top of the sight, front sight with the top of the rear notches, and then you would pretty much kind of cover that red spot and what you want to hit. This particular revolver, for whatever reason, you see that little dark spot on the front, bottom of the front ramp? Looks like a little rectangle there. That's how I have to line these ones up. I have to line them up right about there and then cover what I'm going to hit with that red ramp. So instead of like that, I have to line them up like that and then shoot. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Some people said that the front ramp is too high, but I mean, even if I were completely remove the whole thing, it would still be shooting low for me. So I have to adjust how I shoot, and I just keep in mind that that's how I have to aim. And you know, 35 yards hitting that little thing, that's pretty good. Most people can't do stuff like that, so I'd say that's pretty good accuracy for a gun that light and that small. Also, what I carry in this thing is the Hornady Critical Defense. These are 110 grain plus P's. These are a handful. Those are like 357 Magnum going off. Anyways, let me get some close-ups of this thing going off. I have the closest thing to the Critical Defense as far as recoil is concerned. That's some hand loads I made, plus P hand loads at the max charge. And as far as recoil and power and everything is concerned, about the same. You're talking, you know, 225 foot-pounds of energy out of a little gun like this. So let me get a few close-ups of it going off. Let's see if I can hit that target. I'm kneeling down. See if I can do it kneeling down. It's probably good training. Things are fast. Got it. Again. Those things kick. I'm getting used to it. Yeah, I'm used to shooting the SP-101, the Ruger SP-101. That thing is like 27 ounces loaded or 28 ounces loaded, depending on what you have loaded in it. This thing's 12 ounces loaded, so it's a huge difference. But I'm getting used to it. I'm really getting used to it. And I'm starting to really like it. Alright, I'm going to switch back to some standard loads here. 140 grain XTPs. Get a few more close-ups of shooting with that 140 grain. Kneeling. Just seem to be a little bit more accurate with the standard pressure. But at close range, how accurate you have to be. So I think the plus P's are definitely a better defensive load. I missed all those three, but it's hitting close. It's hitting close. Real close. Alright, about 15 yards from that target. See if I can do it one-handed. I got her. Got her again. Yep, pulled that one. Really not bad accuracy for a snubby. This is one of those guns where you gotta kind of take control of. You gotta be like, I'm your master. Do what I say. You gotta grip it thing and say, I'm gonna hit what I'm gonna hit. If you focus on it and you're trying, you'll hit what you want to hit. Tore through this little tree as I was shooting one time. A couple times. That ain't bad. I mean, Only a 38, yeah. I would not want to get hit with only a 38, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, in comparison to like a 380 automatic, 38 definitely has a lot more power. Just less rounds. Overall, very, very impressed with this firearm. The amount of firepower you get for its size, pretty much nothing beats it. Nothing. I can't think of anything else out there that's going to produce 200 up to maybe close to 300 foot-pounds of energy, depending on the load you use, and something that weighs less than 11 ounces. I mean, pound for pound, ounce for ounce, this sucker is a powerhouse. And definitely love it. So anyways, that's the Smith & Wesson Airlight PD Model 342. It says jacketed right on it. And that's something else I did a little more research on. There's a lanyard hook. That's fun. And pretty much what it is the titanium does not take well to lead. So when it gets lead buildup on the titanium, extracts pretty well. What they don't want is you to have lead buildup on the titanium, because I guess solvents, especially solvents with ammonia, can eat into the titanium and pretty much cause pitting and etching and pretty much destroy your gun. So they don't want you using lots of solvents on this titanium. Therefore, they say no lead, because they don't want you get lead buildup and then using harsh solvents and ruining your gun. But if you did go with a 357 diameter hard cast, you could probably get away with it, because those don't really lead. But since it's not something that's a range gun, I say why not just go all jacketed all the way. I mean, for me to reload 50 round box of XTP hollow points, it's only like, I don't know, $12 or something for 50 rounds, and you're not going to want to fire more than 50 rounds a month or whatever in this thing. But anyways, that's my review of this gun. I like it more and more and more every day, especially because I've learned how to shoot it right. And it's an excellent everyday carry. I don't feel undergunned with it as far as two-legged threats out here in the wilderness. Possible black bears, possible cougars. I don't know about the 38 for that, but I mean, urban environment, I don't feel undergunned with this at all, because it's always on me. When I can't have something else on me, this is on me. So that's great. So anyways, I'll quit going on and on. Smith & Wesson 342, and thanks for watching.